Yeah, Buffmetal back with another video. What is going on, guys? Today I got a juicy one. I got a hot and steaming pile of controversy to bring up here on the channel for you. And the topic of today's rant: can you burn out on extreme metal? Is there a limit to how much you can handle? Is there a cap where it's like no more, the riffage, it's too much, I'm getting ear fatigue and blah 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 blah. I have heard this in the scene. I've heard it whispered between YouTubers and other, metal folk. And I wanted to weigh in on this because I was thinking about it this morning, man, while I was on the damn Stepmaster. 30 minutes of Stepmaster this morning, Monday morning, bright and early. I'm on there and I'm listening to Psalms of the Moribund. Defeated Sanity, man. God damn it. I have been really, if you saw yesterday's video when I was talking about those albums, that I got the Prelude to the Tragedy one. And I got some cephalotripsy. I think you can see it back there, and protrusion and lividity. I've got a bunch of BDM that I've been listening to lately. And bro, I'm not going to lie to you. Yesterday I made that video so early and stuff because I was so goddamn excited to play that stuff because I had like family crap to do the day before and I didn't get the chance. Don't worry, this is all going to tie in. This might seem kind of vague right now, but the point is I was so damn excited to wake up and listen to especially the protrusion, man. It sounds... I always get worried with tape because I'm not a big fan of tape in general. I mean, the cephalotripsy one, I'm not going to lie to you, doesn't sound great. There's a lot of clicks and stuff. It might be the tape player. Maybe I'll try and get another one. If you guys recommend a certain kind of tape player or something to aid that, please let me know. But the point is I was so damn excited to listen to my damn metal that I straight up couldn't sleep. And I find myself in that scenario quite a bit of the time, where I'm just so excited to get out and grab a day by the balls and just yank that freaking sack right off and, kind of losing the plot. The point is, I get very excited every day to go out and listen to metal, to have the chance to have infinite metal on my, at my fingertips when I'm driving around. And I don't find personally that I burn out on it really ever. There's not really a point. And what got me thinking about this too was yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? I was watching J-Dog's and James, Ethereal James from Dishumane. I was watching their interview together. And James made a remark that was like, well, dude, he was talking to J-Dog and he's like, I wake up in the morning and it's metal from the time I wake up till when I go to bed. And I heard one other person on Metal YouTube say that, and it was Thrash Metal IQ. And both those takes, man, are very, personally relatable, man. There's not really much going in my ears besides metal stuff these days, and besides when I'm with the wife, the only time there's exceptions to that is I'm not going to play Disgorge Mexico when I'm hanging out with my wife. But I just, what, man, I'm good. I listen to my own shit so much. I got some amazing albums coming in. I got Chronic Corporal. Let's hope that Corpse Gristle did a all right job with that because that's coming in the mail today. I also get some other stuff. I'll bust those out tomorrow. But the point is, I kept thinking to myself, like, yeah, man, burnout. Can I burn out on all this stuff? But I think this is a mindset thing, all right? And let me just start with that, right? And this is what I was thinking about when I was on the damn Stairmaster this morning, is I was like, well, can I burn out on working out? Do I ever burn out on exercising every day or something like that? And it's like, no. Well, why? It's because I wake up and I'm curious. And I think this is where we kind of get into my mindset behind not burnout in all aspects of life. And as usual, Buff Metal, bringing you the goods, man. This is translatable skills from metal to real everyday life, right? If you go into every day, let's say the gym or something like that, with a curiosity mindset, right? You're going to go in, you're going to say, I don't know exactly what I can deadlift, but let's find out. Yeah, let's find out. Vard reference for you there. If you go into the gym every day with that bit of curiosity, what can we do today? What's going to happen if I go in there? I find that will drive you to do the thing more. You understand? A little bit of curiosity goes a long way in all aspects of life. And it's going to make you not approach stuff with a necessity mindset. The worst way I think you can approach the gym is by thinking I have to do this. Let me go fucking, let me get in there. I'm just going to do whatever it is I was told I have to do by a trainer and blah, blah, blah. I think that's the worst way you can approach it, man. I think you should be thinking to yourself all right, what are we going to do today? How can I surprise myself? How can we make this a little different? How can we have a little fun? And I find with my metal listening habits, man, I'm always trying to hit it from different angles. I might be listening to Discourage Mexico today. I might have discovered some random band, from one of my friends, James or Eric or someone, where they give me something that I'm like, oh, wow, I've never even heard of this subgenre of gore grind. You know what I'm saying? There's a million different areas in which you can kind of pivot and be surprised, and I feel bad for some of these metalheads who feel like nothing can surprise them or whatever anymore in the genre, because I don't think that'll ever be the case, man. It's pretty much infinite at this point. As long as your mind is curious enough to keep going back and trying to find more and trying to, like, I don't know, find a bit of a surprise, and I think that curious mind is always going to kind of guide you into longevity, you know what I'm saying, in all aspects of life, whether it's a gym, listening to metal, blah, blah, blah. That's why I don't really understand burnout. I get it if you're like driving cross country, right? And maybe after you've listened to, 15 BDM albums or something, you're like, all right, bro, maybe I'm going to listen to an audiobook. Like, I'm not unreasonable with that, or even like if you're out in the day, you're driving stuff. It is sometimes I'll say, I don't like skipping to another album or something like instantaneously because I feel like I want to, like Psalms of the Moribund, right? Like listening to that, I almost think to myself while it's happening, like, it's funny, I listened to the whole thing. Like I said, on Stairmaster, it's 29 minutes and I was on there for 30. So it started to, for that one last minute, it started to, repeat itself. And I was like, well, I wouldn't want to switch it up to anything because I'm really in the mood for this. I'm in the mode of this style of BDM right now. And it's kind of hard to like, if I wanted to throw on, Satanic War Master or something, it'd be such a vibe shift that you'd be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like, there's like little nuances. It's like everything, but I don't find that if your mind is generally curious and, you want to learn more about metal, kind of like I do. Like, I feel like I'm a dude just at my... It's funny because I've been into this shit for a long time, but for years, dude, I basically just listened to surface level death metal. I didn't really go as deep with it, But nowadays, I keep getting more and more curious. Like, how far can you go down the carcass worship rabbit hole? How far can you go down the, beat brutal death metal rabbit hole? And like, what is it about some of these classic bands? It's funny, man, like Defeated Sanity. I've said this before on the channel. I wasn't a huge fan of them for a while, but eventually curiosity just kind of got the better of me. And I had to like sit through an album. And once I did, I was like, wow, this is incredible. It was the first one, like I said yesterday, it was Prelude to the Tragedy. And dude, it was just unreal. It blew my mind. I was also low-key tripping. So, your boy was cooked that day. But yeah, it did blow my mind. And I think that's the thing is like, I keep coming back to this because there are, especially as far as the classic artists go, there are so many musicians who can just blow your mind, just when you thought you'd seen it all, there's this or that, and I don't ever get tired of that. I could never burn out on that, I don't think. Well, I know for a fact because I'm excited to see what's to come too, in the genre. And I know everyone gets burnt out on the new stuff and says, oh no, blah, 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 like the old is gold and all that. And I do agree for the most part, but I am optimistic that where there are holes, they will be plugged, and I want to contribute what I can too. So yeah, man, I want to see what everyone else has to offer. I'm always every day excited to go out and explore new metal albums and stuff like that. Hence why, dude, you won't really catch me switching it up very much these days unless, again, like I said, I'm hanging out with the wife and she doesn't want to listen to Discourage, which is understandable, man. I'm not so narrow-minded with music that I, won't listen to anything but metal. But let's just say if it was up to me, yeah, it'd pretty much all just be metal, which usually it is up to me. Well, anyways, man, I hope that that kind of solves the, answers the question. It's funny. I heard Joel Grind, the dude from Toxic Holocaust. He was like talking about listening to audiobooks on the road and stuff a lot. He's like, yeah, man, you burn out on listening to all that metal stuff. I remember hearing that way back in the day and being like, I don't know about that. I'm not I'm not too sure about that one, Joel. I get it, man. He's on the road way more than I am, so what the fuck do I know? But even when I'm home, man, I'm just itching to play my records. I guess that's why I have a hard time relating. But anyways, guys, that's it. Let me know, do you feel burnout? Are you like someone who just can't get enough metal? You know, like what's your take? Let me know down below. Ow.